paper. And as I said, I am a student of Talaviya Academy. It's a boarding school in Bangalore, and that's where I did my high school from. I spent 4 precious years of my life at Talaviya, and I consider myself very lucky to be a part of that institute, for whatever that institute has taught me. Let me narrate an incident that happened at Talaviya Academy while I was in grade 10. And that is, this particular incident is in a way related to what the topic for today's research paper was, that applications of mathematics in our daily lives. So what happened was, in my class we had, there was this guy who was a kind of a bully, right? He would go around bullying everyone, and the advantages that he had were, he had a lot of strength, physical strength, and he was a very fast runner. So if he just hits you and then runs away, you can't catch him. If he hits you and stands there, you still can't do anything, because he was that strong. So what happened is, I came in contact with this guy when, in the middle of the semester. Bullies, as the nature of is made up of questions which are not very difficult to solve. They are very easy. You can just solve them without using any kind of calculators. All you have to do, the contestants, all you have to do is apply logic, find the shortest way to come to the answer, and the answer would be there. Right? So the quiz is divided into 4 rounds: multiple choice, pick your choice, buzzer round, and rapid fire finale. I'll explain you what the rounds are as we go on. And let me just first tell you, I would be referring to all of you as Team A, Team B, Team C, Team D, and Team E. Okay? And we have our timekeepers and the scorers on this side. So whenever the use of buzzer will be required, they'll be letting us know which is the team that pressed the buzzer first. He was 45. With each joining them now, the average age of all the 5 is 49 years. How old is he? That is the correct answer. That was good. Okay. As soon as I finish reading the question, the timekeepers, please note that. Start counting the 20-second timer. Are you ready, team 2? Alright, let's go. A tiger is stuck in a 30 feet deep well. In a day, it climbs 5 feet during the morning hours, but drops by 3 feet during the night hours. What is the least number of days that it will require to get out of the well? Sorry? 14, that's the correct answer. Did the audience get why it's 14? Alright, question number 3. Here it is. A sum of money doubles itself at compound interest in 15 years. In what time will it become 8 times itself? That's the correct answer. Good going so far. Right, question number 4. 8 children and 12 men complete a certain piece of work in 9 days. Each child takes twice the time taken by a man to finish the work. In how many days will 12 men finish the same work?
Days.
That is the correct answer. Good going. Okay, next question to Team E. A thief steals a car at 1:30 p.m. and drives it at 40 kilometers per hour. The theft is discovered at 2 p.m. and the owner sets off in another car at 50 kilometers per hour in the same direction. At what exact time will he overtake the thief? 4 p.m. Wow, that didn't even take 2 seconds. Good one. That's correct. Alright, next question to Team A here. In a 32-member badminton singles tournament, if a member loses a game, he's out of the tournament. There are no ties. What is the minimum number of matches to be played to determine the winner? Right? 31? 32 members and 31 matches to determine one winner? I'll consider the first answer that he gave, and that is the right answer. Would you be able to explain the logic behind it? Yes, that's the right logic. So there are 32 players, right? And each game, if there's one member going out, then, and if you want to determine the winner, that means we need to remove 31 members, and that would require at least 31 games. Alright, question 7. 21 mango trees, 42 apple trees, and 56 orange trees are to be planted in rows such that each row contains the same number of trees of one variety only. What is the minimum number of rows in which the above trees may be planted? A17 is the right answer. You guys are much better than I thought. And maybe I should have come up with more difficult questions. Well, as the rounds progress, the questions do get difficult. This is the first round, kind of a warm-up round. Going back to the previous question, the logic behind this is you just have to find the HCF, the highest common factor of 21, 42, and 56, and then calculate the number of rows. Right? Alright, question 8. 4 letters and 4 addressed envelopes are given to a dispatching clerk to dispatch. If he inserts the letter into envelopes randomly, what is the probability that all the letters are inserted into corresponding addressed envelopes?
One by 4 factorial.
C is the correct answer. Alright, question to team 9. On the same lines, 4 letters and 4 address envelopes are given to a dispatching clerk to dispatch. If he inserts the letters into envelopes randomly, what is the probability that exactly one letter goes to a wrong addressed envelope?
One by 4.
This is the first wrong answer. We have any takers? Team E?
Oh, that's 0.
Sorry?
0.
0 is the answer, and why so?
Because if the other 3 have to be in the correct envelope, obviously the 4th one is in the correct envelope.
Right, this was a trick question. You cannot have exactly one letter go into a wrong address envelope. You'll have a minimum of 2 because if the other 3 are in the right, then the 4th one has to be in the right envelope. So +5 for Team C. Alright, question 10, the last question of this round to Team E. Meghna attempts a question paper consisting of 12 questions. Each question has 4 choices. If Meghna answers the questions randomly, then the number of ways in which she can attempt the entire paper is... They have answered C, and that answer is wrong. Team A? Okay, Team A, what's the answer? 4 to the power 12 is the right answer. So 5 points to Team A and no points to Team B in this one. So the logic behind this, if you would like to explain? The mic, please.
Every question have 4 choices, right? So like for 12 questions, 4 into 4 into 4,
it goes on, right? So 4 into 4 into 4, and that's how it becomes 4 to the power 12. So that was the first round, and the scores at the end of first round are.
We have team A, that is IN003 at 25 points. Team B, that is IN004 at 20 points. Team C, IN005 at 25 points. Team D, that is IN006 at 10 points. And Team E, that is IN010 at 10 points.
I think Team A is leading.
To fill 11 and okay. So you start both hourglasses at the same time, and the difference in time, like to fill the second one, will be 4 minutes, and that added to the time taken to fill the 11 minutes one again is 15.
Right. That's a very smart answer you gave. You have 2 hourglasses, right? So you start both of them at the same time, and as soon as the first one gets over, the one which for 7 minutes, there would be 4 minutes of sand left in the other hourglasses, and that's when you start timing 15 minutes. So 4 minutes of that, and then you invert the same hourglass again, that would measure 11 minutes, so that's 4 plus 11, 15. Alright, so let's get started with our second round. This round is called Pick Your Choice round, and here are the rules for that. Each wrong answer pressing the buzzer will fetch -5 points. Let's go to the next page. Here's what your topics are, and you can choose, a team can choose, let's say Team A, right? They can choose to answer the first question from systems of equation, and the second question from mensuration, and third question from permutation and combination. So you can choose from any of the 5 topics for all 3 questions, right? So you don't have to stick to one particular box just because you answered that first question from that box. Any questions? Anyone? Any clarifications? Should we get started with the first Pick Your Choice round? Alright. So, you have the first say. What would you like to go for? Permutation and combination, they want the first question. In how many ways can 4 identical balls be placed in 2 identical boxes? Is that your final answer? It's not end of 20 seconds, so I'll consider whatever you still say. 3 ways? That is the right answer. Would you like to explain how?
Basically, yeah, 0, 4, 1, 3, and 2.
Right, they are identical balls, and that's why you can have all 4 of them in one box. That's the first way. The other way is 2 in one and 2 in the other one. And the third way is 1 in one of the boxes and 3 in the other boxes. Alright? Team B, what's your choice? I'm sorry, sequences and progressions you said? Okay. Let's go to the first question of sequences and progression. If you say rupee 1 today, rupee 2 the next day, rupees 3 the succeeding day, and so on, what will be your exact total savings in 365 days?
Six, 6, 7, 9, 5.
That was after the bell, I'm sorry. Team 10 has answered 9660, and that is also the wrong answer. There's only one pass. So -5 for team E, and you answered just 2 seconds late. Your answer was right, 66795. But be on time next time, okay? You have 30 seconds to answer. Is it 30 for this? Yes. 30 seconds to answer. And that I thought was enough time for you to be able to answer this question. Alright, so 0 points for them, -5 for team E. Alright, team C, what's your choice?
2 of sequences and progression.
Number 2 of sequences and progression. One side of an equilateral triangle is 24 centimeters. The midpoints of its side are joined to form another triangle and so on. The process continues indefinitely. Find the sum of the perimeters of all the triangles. That's the right answer. Would you like to explain how you got to that answer?
It's a geometric series. So every successive triangle has half the perimeter of the previous triangle.
Right.
So using the infinite form, geometric series formula.
Right. Okay. That's the right answer. Alright. Alright, time for Team D to choose their first question. And
Sequences and progressions.
everyone seems to love sequences and progressions. The 6th and 8th term of an AP are 12 and 22 respectively. What is the second term?
-8.
-8 is the right answer. Plus 10 points to Team D. And Team E. Combination number 2. 8 identical coins are arranged in a row. What is the total number of ways in which the number of heads is equal to the number of tails? That's the wrong answer.
70.
And 005 has answered 70. And the other team that pressed the buzzer was 824, which I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but because you pressed the buzzer first, you answered 70, that's the right answer. Alright, we are done with the first round of Pick Your Choice round, the first sub-round of Pick Your Choice round. And I request the audience to try and solve these questions in the same amount of time that they are solving. And if they answer it right, I'm requesting the teams to explain the logic behind it so that you can match it with yours to know if that is the same logic that you applied. Alright, so let's start with the second sub-round of Pick Your Choice round. Team A. Alright, so we want to go for systems of equation. Question number 1. The ratio between the rates of walking of A and B is 3:4. If the time taken by B to cover a certain distance is 48 minutes, what is the time taken by A to cover that distance? They've answered 36 minutes and that's wrong.
64.
36 minutes is wrong and 005 is saying 64. If you can explain me the logic, that's the correct answer anyways.
The rate of walking of A and B is inversely proportional to the distance, the time in which they cover a certain distance. So it's 4/3.
Right. So the logic that the teams had to apply here was that if their speeds of walking are 3:4, then the time they would take would be inversely proportional. That would be 4:3. So if 48 minutes is to 3, that means 4 is 64 minutes. And that's why it would take BA would take 64 minutes to cover the same distance. Good going, team Iron 005. Alright, so Iron 004, what's your choice?
Equations 2.
So let's go to systems of equation number, oh wait, sorry. I thought, okay, I'm sorry. I'm 004? Systems of equation number 2 it is. A train 700 meters long is running at the speed of 72 kilometers per hour. If it crosses a tunnel in 1 minute, then what is the length of the tunnel? In meters.
Kilometers.
1.9
kilometers.
That's the wrong answer.
500.
And 005 seems to be on a roll. 500 meters is the right answer. If you would like to explain the logic behind it, please give a round of applause for that.
So in 1 minute, the train will travel 1.2 kilometers. So the length of the train plus the length of the tunnel should be equal to 1.2 kilometers.
And that's why it's 1.2 minus 700 is 500 meters. Okay. That's the right logic that you used also. And I'm guessing you want to go for systems of equation number 3. Alright, I can read your mind. Systems of equation number 3 it is. On an island, 3/4 of the men are married to 4/5 of the women. What is the minimum possible number of people on the island? And how much time did they answer that? 15 seconds, and stipulated time for this question was 30 seconds. Ideally, you should have gotten double the amount of points, but no, you'll get the same points. Your answer is correct, 31. And again, how will you go about solving this for the sake of our audience's knowledge?
You take the LCM of 3/4 and 4/5, and whatever you get as a numerator.
Right. So if we do 3/4 of m equals 4/5 of w, and if you just cross multiply, you will get 15m equals 16w. Right? You could have done it that way also, and that way 15 plus 16 is 31. Alright, so team C, sorry, team D, Iron 006. Combination and combination. Number 3. An ant starts from point A to reach point B. It can travel only in the north and east directions along the grid lines. How many different paths can it take to reach its destination? It is the wrong answer. And 004? Sorry? 9 factorial. That is also the wrong answer, and you can get the answer, but the points won't be counted. Sorry? 9 choose 4. And how did you go about doing that?
If I break up my entire path into a system of codes, like right, up, and I have to basically arrange right and up in a series, and I have 9 spots, so 9 choose 4 is the number of ways I can arrange.
That's a very good logic that you applied. Unfortunately, you won't be getting the points, but I really like the logic that you applied. So what he's done is, to reach from point A to point B, the ant has to take a minimum of 5 rights, right? And minimum of 4 ups. So if you were just to write down R, and then U, 5 rights and 4 ups. In whatever way the ant wants the ant can choose to go about that. So you can arrange these 5 R's and 4 U's in any number of ways. So it's basically 9. And what is the formula for arranging 5 R's and 4 U's in one line, right? So formula is 5 is 9 factorial divided by 5 R's are repeated. So divided by 5 factorial times 4 factorial. That is one way, and he said 9 choose 5, which is again, we get the same answer by doing that. So yes, that was the right answer, but unfortunately no points for this question to any of the teams. Press the buzzer. I'll wait for a few more seconds. Someone wants to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, time's over. So, this is where it gets difficult from here. Okay, you didn't want to take the risk. Okay, I can.
7 over 2 raised to 12.
No. 1 by 6 is also the wrong answer. The answer for this is, I'll tell you how to go about doing a problem like this. So you have 15 watches, right? And 4 of them are defective. They are selected at random, the ones examined and not put back. What is the probability that the 9th one examined is the last defective? So you have one case when the 9th one is defective. So that means before the 9th one, there are at least 3 watches that have got to be defective. So what is the way in which you can choose those 3 watches? 8 choose 3, right? This is what we want. Divided by the divided by the all possibilities, which is 15 choose 4. If you do 8 choose 3 divided by 15 choose 4, you would arrive at 8 by 195. That's how you would have had to do this. Let's go to the next question. Which team did I stop at? You opted probability, right? Okay. So, because we've been going in this way, I'll give you the first. We'll go anti-clockwise and you can have the first set. Which question? Mensuration. Scorers, be aware. So we're starting with team B. Okay? Right. They pointed out that you had pressed the buzzer, right? And I said no points were won or lost, but you lost the 5 points because you answered it wrong. Alright, so team IN 0 and 0 as chosen mensuration is a question. There are 6 spaces in a cube. Rajiv fixes 1 cube on each of these 6 spaces. The dimensions of all the cubes are the same. What is the ratio of total surface area of the newly formed solid to the area of a single cube? Minus 2 is the wrong answer.
5 by 3.
Sorry?
5 by 3.
5 by 3 is also the wrong answer. 5 by 3 is the wrong answer. Anyone would like to just attempt without any risk taking? 25 to 1 is also. Okay, we have one hand from the audience. 5 is to 1? 5? Yes, that's the right answer. 5 is to 1 is the right answer. You can just imagine a cube which has each of its sides as 1, right? So, and there are 5 other cubes which will be placed, not 5, 6 other cubes which will be placed on each of its other sides. And if you go about solving it that way, you will arrive to the answer 5 is to 1, which is the right answer. Alright, so now IN 006, so no points won or lost in that particular round. Okay, minus 5 for IN 005. Yes, sorry for that.
Alright,
Probability number 2 probably is my favorite. Let's go for that. A speaks truth in 60% of the cases and B speaks truth in 80% of the cases. What is the probability that they will say the same thing while describing a single event?
48%.
48% is the wrong answer. It's up for grabs, guys. Iron 003? 0.56. And how did you get to that answer? That's the right answer.
Truth and truth or false and false.
Okay. So it's a truth and truth.
It's 0.6 into 0.10. Minus plus 0.48 plus 0.4 into 0.2.
Okay, so they can either speak truth at the same time or they can lie at the same time. So if it's truth and truth, it's 0.6 into 0.8, which is 0.48, and if it's a lie and a lie, which would be 1 minus 60 and 1 minus 80, 0.4 into 0.2, which would be 0.08. So 0.48 plus 0.08 will give you 0.56, which is the right answer. So plus 5 for and 003, right? Where are we? Your choice?
We'll say 3 of probability.
Number 3 of probability. Let's go for that. 3 persons, A, B, and C, are to speak at a function along with 4 other persons. If they all speak in random order, then what is the probability that A speaks before B and B speaks before C? Would you like to explain? Was anyone from the audience able to solve this? Alright, here's how you do it.
So we basically are arranging them in a line. Okay. So we arrange them in 7 factorial ways, and the number of ways in which A, B, and C can be arranged along inside this 3 factorial. So the number of ways in which only A, B, C occurs, okay, in this order is 7 factorial by 3 factorial. And since we are calculating the probability, this number of ways by 7 factorial, so it's not as.
Okay. He's done it in a different way than what I would have done it, but that's also one of the ways to do it. What I would have done to solve this question easily was, so you have 7 empty spaces, and if you can just choose 4 out of these 7, so the 4 except anyone from except A, B, and C can be placed in this space, in these empty spaces, right? So you do 7, choose 4, and the other 3, whatever remaining spaces are, you just have to put A, B, and C in the same order. So you do 7 choose 4 times 4 factorial, because these 4 can be arranged in whatever way amongst themselves, divided by all the possibilities, which is 7 factorial. Right. So plus 5 for iron 003. So now we know which topic, probably the math teachers know which topic they need to work with the students on, probability and mensuration. Both of them were last to be answered. Alright, so mensuration, you guys have to choose, right? You have no choice. Mensuration number 2. If the ratio of the diagonals of 2 cubes is 3:2, now what is the ratio of the surface areas of the 2 cubes respectively? Minus 4. And how do you get to that answer? That's the right answer.
The ratio of the diagonals is the same as the ratio of the sides. And then the ratio of each surface area is 6 a square against the side. The 6 is cancelled, so it's just a square.
Ratio of the diagonals will be same as the ratio of the sides. So you literally didn't have to calculate anything. You just had to square the ratio of the diagonals and you get minus 4 in 2 seconds. So T minus 003, mensuration, is that what you choose? I give that to you. Imagine a 3 by 3 by 3 wooden cube. How many cuts do we need to break it into 27 1 by 1 by 1 cubes? How many minimum cuts do we need? Seven is the wrong answer. 6. And 005 has answered 6. And why is it 6?
Because if you have a cube, if you cut 2 cuts like this, 2 cuts like this, and 2 cuts.
If you just had looked at this particular figure, right? This is a 3 by 3 cube. The answer is on the screen. This is a 3 by 3 cube. If you just have 2 cuts here, 2 cuts along the y-axis and 2 cuts along the z-axis, all 3 dimensions, if you have 2 cuts, you have 27 cubes. So the answer is 6. It was on the screen. And we're done with pick your choice round. We'll give you the tally of the scores up till now in a moment. And while the scores are being tallied, let me explain to you what the next round is about. It's buzzer round. There are only 5 questions in this. Alright, stop here, don't move it, okay? So only 5 questions. I ask the question, there are no direct questions. I ask the question, you can press the buzzer anytime you're ready to answer. There is no time limit for this. So you can take whatever time, but just to make sure we have a max of 2 minutes per question, that means just to make sure that we're not spending the whole day sitting on the same question without knowing the answer to it. We have a maximum of 2 minutes, which is again, that could be negotiated. I mean, if you are ready for the answer, if you don't need to wait, I'll wait for a few more seconds after that. So there's no time limit. 5 questions in this round. This is high risk, high gamble round. That is why we have correct answer will fetch 20 points for direct question. Okay, there are no direct questions. Correct answer will fetch 20 points for the team who presses the buzzer first, and 10 points for the team that presses the buzzer next. So after I ask the question, let's say I ask 2 plus 2, right? Team IN004, IN003, and IN00, IN010, all 3 of them press the buzzer. You can press the buzzer anytime, right? But out of the first two teams that have pressed the buzzer will be able to answer. So you do not have to wait for me to say that the answer, whether the answer is wrong or right. You can press the buzzer anytime. The first 2 teams will be able to answer. But I would just caution you here, saying that the questions are very logic-based questions. They are kind of riddle questions. So just apply logic and you'll get to the answer. It might take some time, and that is why there is no time limit assigned. Okay? And wrong answer, again, it's double the negative points, negative 10 points for the wrong answer for the first buzzer presser, and negative 5 points for the second person who's pressing the buzzer. And again, only 1 pass per question. Let me read out the scores. Let me read out the scores at this point in time at the end of 2 rounds.
Okay, we have team A, that is IN003 at 45 points. Team B, that is IN004 at 25 points. Team C, IN005 at 60 points. They are leading right now. Team D, IN006 at 20 points. And Team E, IN010 at 5 points.
So it's getting very close between IN003 and IN005. And others, this is your chance to catch up because it's double the points. If you answer 1 question, then there's 20 points. I'll just request you take your time, just think through the answers. They are riddle-based questions, and you'll come to the and you'll find the answer. All right? Should we get started with the? Is everyone ready? Any clarifications? Anyone? Time to scorers? Yes. Audience, this will be fun round for you all also because the questions are very interesting in this round. Let's go. Peter and Cynthia stand at each end of a straight line segment. Peter sends 50 ants towards Cynthia, one after another. Cynthia sends 20 ants towards Peter. All ants travel along the straight line segment. Whenever 2 ants collide, they simply bounce back and start traveling in the opposite direction. How many ants reach Peter and how many ants reach Cynthia?
First is I am 003. Second is I am 0. First is I am 0.
003 and second. If they answer wrong, I'll give you the chance.
20 answers are going to reach Peter and 15 answers are going to reach.
You said 20 ants are going to reach. Sorry? No, it says clearly it's on a straight line segment. They are on the same line segment. They collide, they change their path. If they collide again, they change their path. If they collide again, they change their path. You want to keep that answer? So should we? Okay. Alright, we have answered that. Fortunately for you, that has turned out to be the right answer, even in this scenario. Even in this scenario, it turns out to be the right answer. You have the logic for this?
After reflection takes place, basically it's the same thing going. Like it's like two ants collide, and this one comes this way, and this one goes this way. But if you replace this ant by this ant, it basically continues in the same.
Okay. That's one of the logic that he gave. If you would not have been able to apply that logic, what as a math student, what you could have done is you would have broken down this problem. You have 50 and 20 ants, you could have broken it down into 2 and 1 ants and see what is happening. You would have broken it down to, then tried it with the 3 and 2 ants, see what is happening. And each time you'll see if 50 are coming from this direction and 20 from this direction, if they change their direction each time they collide, then it will continue moving in this, eventually it will continue moving in the same direction. So Peter is sending 50 and Cynthia will receive 50. Cynthia is sending 20, Peter will receive 20. That's the right answer. So plus 20 for them. And I think with that they have taken the lead, right? Alright, so question number 2 of us around. You have 9 balls that look identical, but one is heavier than the rest. What is the minimum number of weighings on a beam balance necessary to find the odd ball? T-006.
3 weights.
3 is what they have answered. So, would you like to explain how can you measure one odd ball in 3 ways? Which is the other? What was it? That's the only team. Okay. Anyone else wants to take this? 3 ways is the right answer. Plus 20 for them. Would you like to explain how?
So from the 9 balls, you keep 1 ball out, and you take the remaining 8, you separate it with 4 and 4, and you weigh them in separate. So if they come level, you know the ball that you kept out is the heavier one. Then when you kept them 4 and 4, if one comes down heavier, that has a heavier ball. You separate that into your second weight. Again the same thing, the one which comes down has the heavier one. You separate that into one which comes down.
That's the right logic, and that's how you can measure the one odd ball out of 9 balls in a minimum of 3 ways. Alright, next question. An ant crawls from one corner of a room to the diametrically opposite corner along the shortest possible path. If the dimensions of the room are 3 by 4 by 5, what distance does the ant cover? What's the answer? Root 12. Root 12 is the wrong answer. Team 4? Answer. They've answered 250 and it is the right answer. Why were you hesitant about it? You're not sure? So this was one of the easy questions among the difficult, and he thought it was really easy, and how could he come to the answer so quickly, and that's why he was not sure. So plus 10 points for team 4 and negative 10 for team 005, right? So okay, that's an assumption that we made. I The question could have, the question should have read and fly. A fly crawls from one corner of the room to another. That's it. Is that the reason? Okay, so we have. Okay, should we? There's a discrepancy over here in this particular question. One team has raised that. Yes, we are considering that the ant is going through the space, and the question should have probably read a fly instead of an ant. Right, meanwhile, while they decide. Okay, we'll go ahead, and it's plus 10 and negative 10 for you. This question will be counted. Question number 4, a buzz around. You're stuck in a desert with nothing but 2 identical non-bending ropes, each of which take an hour to burn. They don't necessarily burn at the uniform rate. You also have a matchbox. How would you measure exactly 45 minutes? Audience, try working this out. Take your time and think through the logic. Think of the various ways. What can you do with this? The answer has to be a mathematically one. The important line is they don't necessarily burn at uniform rate. And you can't bend the ropes. Anyone wants to attempt it? Should I wait? Or okay. I'll give you 15 more seconds. It's all on the screen. Whatever information you need. Time is up, but as I said, alright, no one wants to take it up. Someone from the audience, let's come to and then come back to you, okay?
You need to start one rope from both sides and the other rope also at the same time. And then when the first rope will burn out,
Other rope from how many sides?
no, just one side. The other rope from one side. One rope from 2 sides and the other one from one side. This one will burn out in 30 minutes. By the time it completes 30 minutes too, you start the other side and it comes out 45 minutes.
That is the right answer.
So what she said is, you have 2 ropes, right? You burn the first rope from both the sides and the other one from one side. So you burn 3 sides. There are 4 sides. Out of 4 sides, you burn 3 sides at a time. By the time the first rope will finish burning, it will be 30 minutes, right? And at that point in time, you burn the 4th side of the other rope, and the remaining 30 minutes would be finished in 15 minutes. So 30 plus 15 would be 45.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah. Wouldn't that require a uniform rate?
That would not require uniform rate. It takes. They are burning throughout, right? It takes. They are burning. For the whole rope to burn, it takes 16 minutes. I'm not considering any kind of midway part. I'm not saying that the half the rope is burned and that is what you have to measure. You are burning both the ropes throughout, so that's why it will not require uniform thing. Alright, so last and so here 0 points, no points won, no points lost. Last question of Buzz the Run, after which we'll go to the rapid fire finale. Last question again is a tricky one. Apply logic. How would you divide 50 black and 50 white marbles into 2 piles, not necessarily of the same size, so that the probability of picking a white marble as follows is maximized? We first pick one of the piles uniformly at random, then we pick a marble in that pile uniformly at random. So divide black and white marbles into 2 piles, not necessarily same size, they can be intermingled. You first pick one of the 2 piles and then you pick the marble. How would you maximize the probability of picking a white marble? Audience, put your gracers to some work. Let's do this. Team 010 and then Iron 005. Alright, what's your answer?
25.
They've answered 25 and 25, which is the wrong answer.
So if you take a pile of completely white marbles and the other completely black, so the probability of picking either of the piles is half, and then picking from the white pile is 1, making the total probability half, which should be maximum.
So you say that is very close to the answer, but that is not the right answer. You can still maximize the probability. What he has done is he has divided the black and white marbles into 2 piles, all blacks in one, all white in one, and that way if the probability of picking a white marble will become 50. But there is a better probability. You can reach to a probability of 75% of picking a white marble. Anyone from the audience? Go ahead.
This try, I'm not sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Put one white marble in the other, one and 49 and 50 in the other.
Sorry, say that again.
Put one white marble in one pile, in one pile in 49 white marbles.
That is the right answer. That's the right logic he's used. What he's done is he's put there are 2 piles. In one pile there'll be only 1 white marble, and the other pile there'll be everything else.
Yeah.
So the probability of picking the pile wise, if you pick this pile, then you have 50% probability of picking a white marble. If you pick this one, then it will be half times half, which is 25, somewhere close to 75%. Did the teams get it? Did you get the answer that way? Right? So you can get up to 75% probability in this. So -10 and -5, right? And that's the end of our buzzer round. We'll come to our last.
Team B, IN 004 at 35 points. Team C, IN 005 at 45 points. Team D, IN 006 at 40 points. And Team E, IN 010 at -5.
Okay, so we have IN 003 leading. Okay. Alright, so here you can actually, the teams at somewhere around 40 or 45, you can actually double your points. You can get a maximum of 7 times by 35 plus 10, which is 45. You can get 45 points and no negative markings. If you answer the question wrong, I will not come back to it. Only if you say pass, I will come back to that answer. Alright? What is the formula for the sum of the first n natural numbers? That's the right answer. Square of 99 is? That is the right answer. Which French mathematician, physicist, and theologian invented the first calculating machine in 1641? That's the right answer. If A's height is 25% less than that of B, how much percent is B's height more than that of A? True or false? Perpendicular bisector of a chord never passes through the center of a circle. That's right. For a circle with radius 5 centimeters, what is the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter? That's the right answer. How many dots are there in a pair of dice? That's the wrong answer. So the team answered 6 questions correctly out of 7, and they get 630 points. Just missed the additional 10 points by 1 question. No problem. I would request you to answer the question in the mic if you can, so the audience can hear it. Is that fine? You can just say it out loud also. It's okay. Alright, Team B, are you ready? Alright, what is the Euler's formula? That's wrong. 15 times 13 is 195 is right. Name the movie made on the life of a mathematician who gave us the Nash equilibrium. That's right. A farmer built a fence around a square plot. He used 27 fence poles on each side of the square. How many poles did he need altogether? You can say pass if you're not ready. That's right. If you have a circle, a square, and a triangle, each of the same perimeter, which of the shapes will have the maximum area? Circle, that's right. A can finish a job in 6 days and B in 3 days. If they work together, how many days will they complete the job? A in 6, B in 3, if they work together, how many days? 2 days is the right answer. 5C2 multiplied by 4P2. 120 is the right answer. Alright, so I think you answered 6 questions again correctly. You have 1 wrong. Plus 20 points for them. The questions, Euler's formula, V minus E plus F equals 2. The questions in this round are comparatively, relatively very easy compared to the other questions, so they have the chance to maximize all 45 points if you want. Alright, let's get started with Team C. Let's start. What is the formula for the sum of an infinite GP with the first term as A and ratio R?
A by 1 minus R.
Square of 55 is?
Pass.
Name the 3rd century Greek mathematician who wrote Elements of Geometry, which remained a standard textbook until 19th century.
Pythagoras.
That's wrong. What does the equation y equals x squared become when it is reflected on the line y equals x?
X equals y squared.
That's right. In a simultaneous throw of 2 coins, the probability of getting at least one head is
3 by 4.
That's right. When n is divided by 4, the remainder is 3. What is the remainder when 2n is divided by 4? 2. Sum of the first 7 odd numbers is? That's wrong. Square root of 55 is? That's right. So they get 5 right answers, 2 wrong answers. Okay. Get 25 points. Sum of the first 7 odd natural numbers. How do you do it? Sum of the first 7 odd natural numbers. Let's take the middle number. What is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 13, 15. What is the middle number? 7 is the middle number. You just do 7 times 7, 49, because the middle number has to be the average of the first 7 natural numbers, right? You would have done that in 2 seconds. Alright, Team D, let's get started with your rapid fire questions. Let's start. What is the formula for the surface area of a sphere?
4 pi square.
Yes, that's right. Square of 35 is?
1, 2, 5.
That's right. What principle states that if n items are put into m containers, where n is greater than m, then at least one container must contain more than one item? If 4/5 of a system is filled in 1 minute, how much more time will be required to fill the rest of it? That's right. A sum of money will treble itself in 15 years at simple interest with yearly rate of? A sum of money will treble itself in 15 years at simple interest with yearly rate of?
200 by 15.
Which is? Alright, that's right. A man gains 10% by selling an article for a certain price. If he sells it at double the price, the profit made is
120%.
That's right. Highest four-digit number that is divisible by 6 is
999.
6. That's right. What principle states that if n items are put into m containers where n is greater than m, then at least one container must contain more than one item? Take your time. That's the last question. What principle states that if n items are put into m containers where n is greater than m, then at least one container must contain more than one item? Time's up. The answer for that was the pigeonhole principle. Yeah, no, I think. So I think they answered 6 questions right. That's 6 times 5, 20 points. 15006. And the last contender, 9010. Your rapid fire questions. Let's start. Let A and B be 2 quantities. How would you represent their harmonic mean? Square root of 45 is? That's right. Geometric arrangement of binomial coefficients in the form of a triangle is known as? That's right. Sin 30 cos 60 plus cos 30 sin 60 is? Cos 30 sin 60. There are 5 dots on a sheet of paper. What is the maximum number of different triangles that can be made from them? That's wrong. What is the number of zeros at the end of 15 factorial? What is the remainder when 17 factorial is divided by the number 11? Let A and B be 2 quantities. A and B are 2 quantities. How would you represent their harmonic mean? Sin 30 times cos 60 plus cos 30 times sin 60. Sorry? That's wrong. What is the number of zeros at the end of 15 factorial? What is the remainder when 17 factorial is divided by the number 11? Alright. I'm going to come back to the questions. How much time do we have? What is the number of zeros at the end of 15 factorial? How many questions did they get right? They got 2 questions right. Square root of 45 and Pascal's triangle. Right? You got 2 questions right. That's plus 10 points for them. So someone tell me, what is the remainder when 17 factorial is divided? 17 factorial divided by number 11 looks like, oh my god, such a big mathematical problem. What is 17 factorial? 17 times 16 times 15 times 11 times 10. If you divide the whole thing by 11, 11 and 11 gets cancelled. So it's perfectly divisible. And you get the remainder as 0. And what is the number of zeros at the end of 15 factorials? 3. And how do you get to that? There are 3 5s. The only ways that you can get 0 in a number is if it has a prime factor of 5 and 2, right? And 15 factorial would have, the numbers in 15 factorial would have a lot of 2's, but so that's why you count the number of 5's. And 15 factorial would have a 5 in 15, a 5 in 10, and a 5 in 5. And that's why 3 zeros in that. Good one. And that is the end of all our rounds. And while the points are being tabulated, just sit back and relax. I'll let you know.
So we have got a quiz with us. We have team IN010 with 5 points. IN004, so let's have a good round of applause for them. IN004 with 65 points. IN005 and IN006 with 70 points. And winners of Quizage 2016 is IN003 with 95 points.